Good morning, everyone. Happy Saturday. I'm recording on a Saturday, and welcome back to Just Real Talk. Today's gonna be my solo episode, and once again, I'm Ron, and this one's coming straight from my thoughts. So I've been thinking a lot about, certain things that, I wanted to just put it out there. Not sure if you guys can relate. If not, it's totally good. I'm just at a point of life where I feel like some people might relate, some people might not. Recently I've been having conversations a lot of my friends about this, so I thought might as well like put it out there. So if there's somebody who can like relate to this, that's great. So this episode is for the moments life goes completely to pieces. You're like completely lost, where your best deal falls apart, where you lose your job, where your relationship falls apart, where your rent is late, where your health is shaky, you're tired and you're kind of sick too. So you're like, everybody's mad at you, your car won't start. And it's for the days that make you want to like give up. So it's about that one decision that can change everything, to be unstoppable, if you want to call that. Yeah, so that's what today's episode's gonna be. So, there's a moment when everything's like falling apart, where you feel like you're falling with it. So, but what if that moment is where you decide who you're becoming? It's happened to me a lot because I think I've been in situations where I felt like, oh my God, like how am I gonna pull myself up from this scenario? How am I gonna push myself out of this trench? I think something I've realized through going through the most darkest parts or phases of my life is I think the most powerful thing you can do for yourself is nothing, just to say to yourself that nothing will stop me. It's one of those other avenues where you say it is what it is, but it's also a more courageous way of saying nothing will stop me. Not the fear, not the exhaustion, not the doubt, and not the heartbreak. But you might crawl, you might cry, but one thing for sure is you won't quit. That's what I've chosen. And I hope you choose it too. Because I think the reason or the way I'm able to be this is because I've had experiences in the past where, when I consider myself like, okay, a little bit spoiled in that sense, because I'm just like, okay, everything has to happen my way or no way. I used to be that. And through experiences, through life, through growing, you understand that, the failures doesn't have to be like life defining. It doesn't have to be, oh shit, now what I'm gonna do. It can be a point where everything just makes sense and new pathways are being created for you. And I think when you're able to view life the same kind of way, where you're like, wow, like what is this trying to teach me? Like what more can I explore now that this path has fallen apart? What new paths are clearing for me? So, it doesn't mean being unstoppable, doesn't mean being strong all the time. It means showing up anyway. It means letting life knock the wind out of you. It's still whispering back, not today. And so, yeah, say it with me. No matter how rough it gets, I will not quit. Nothing will stop me. Because every time you keep going, you build something unshakable. It's almost like you build a new layer to yourself. And I think that's what growth looks like. Each time you shed, you also grow a new version of you, a new skin. It's just like how, snakes like shed skin and then a new one grows on top of it. Yeah, because and that becomes your self-esteem, self-love, not in how loud you are, but in how many times you whispered to yourself, we're still in this. And here's something I've learned the hard way. It is that we don't always recognize the value of darkness until it's behind us. So when there's a dark moment, when there's a pain, or when you've lost your job, or when you've lost a relationship, or when you've lost a friend, or when you've lost anything that causes you like to be like thinking something, I think we don't recognize how important that period is. Like you have to sit with that pain, because if the pain's still there, it's trying to teach you something. And I think we should not take that for granted. If there's something that's still bothering you, like sit with it. Don't try to distract yourself from what's trying to teach you something. And throughout my life, I've definitely done that. Sometimes all I do is like run away from my problems and try to focus on the outside, try to focus on other people. How can I solve other people's problem? How can I solve an external situation to make sure I get that gratification or whatever? But I think when you look inside, I think it's only in the absence of like light that we learn to become the light. I think it expands our inner self. It expands our soul to be able to learn more about ourselves. We are so conditioned to chase comfort, but your soul, it doesn't want comfort. I think your soul craves change, it craves growth, and that's what keeps me going too. Something I've learned, the part of me that says, no matter how heavy this gets, I'll become someone who can carry it. I will become someone who can find their way through everything. And I think I learned that from my mother. I watched her hold the world together, like even when like a lot of stuff was falling apart, like around her. So she never called herself unstoppable or something. Like she didn't have to. I think she just kept going. Like I think she just had this quiet resilience, strength, and I think that's how I learned it too. Like even if you lose everything, you don't lose yourself. You adapt, you kind of rise from the ashes kind of thing. So this fire in me is also like this choice. It's not just mine. It's also hers too. Yeah. So to basically just to end this, just as a conclusion, I think if you're in it right now, if life's coming at you from every side, I just want to say that you're not alone. Every single person around you is going through something or the other. You're not weak for falling apart. You're becoming someone stronger. And so whatever it is that you want to do that's kind of keeping you, at bay, just make that decision. Not to be perfect, but just to be unstoppable. Even if you fail, like I said, there are countless other ways you can rise. There are countless other paths you can take. And that's all for today. Something I've been meaning to share with a bunch of you. And once again, this is Just Real Talk. And keep showing up, and I'll meet you there.